You can't tell me how much.
That is a trap. I'd be setting. You'd be setting me for failure.
Those expenses currently do not exist in terms of you're not paying electricity, you're not paying for water and stuff like that.
I am paying for some things. Something. Even me as a son is like, all these years ulikuwa nafanya nini na pesa yako? You know, when we are watching YouTube, people's parents living in big mansions, they have, the way you are talking about upcountry.
Do you want us to change subject?
They have... How have you been this last few months since we last filmed?
I've been well. Yeah. Nothing to complain about. Actually, I'm happy to be alive. I believe I'm healthy. Of course, the usual aches and pains that appear on odd occasion, but manageable. So it's nothing bad. So I'm happy to be okay.
You're happy.
I'm well. You?
As a good friend of mine would say, ask another.
Why? I want to know how you are. Things have changed since the last time.
A few things here and there have changed. Switched places of work. That's the major change.
That's the major change. Are you liking it? Are you?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Why do we have to make things so complicated and so serious? There is no need to make things. Whoever came up with Excel sheets, by the way, can just be done with.
It's called adulting. And it's not even going to get any easier. I mean, the more you grow through life, you're just going to find that things just get a little more complicated. So it's how you adjust to it will make it a lot easier for you.
Let me say it's interesting, especially because of the colleagues I work with. They are a little bit older than I am.
Okay.
So, you might not live life the same way they do.
Does that make you uncomfortable? Just because
I wouldn't say
older?
uncomfortable.
Okay.
But it's just, there are those differences that they would have. Their concerns are definitely different.
Okay.
People they're married with kids and what, and when they're talking about, hey, school fees needs to be paid, and the issues you're thinking of has Kobe eaten? When they are nowhere near the same. And you can imagine now telling them, my concern is that has Kobe eaten?
Kobe is like a dog, a little, almost Alsatian-ish kind of dog.
So you can imagine the reaction on their faces when I'm telling them I'm going home to cook for Kobe.
Oh dear.
And they're thinking,
yeah.
What?
Clearly you have a different type of problems. But all in all, I mean, are you finding the environment the kind of place that you'd like to grow a future in terms of, career progression, etc.? I mean...
No, it's great. They've accepted me as their own.
Okay.
It definitely felt from day one that I've been part of them for years.
Wow.
Pretty much holding my hand throughout, like the day I landed, the first 2 days, because they have a buddy system. I was walked the entire floor, meet so and so, meet so and so, and then now the name being Jatello.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go around, some of them have been referring to each other in that way. That no. Now the real one has
the real Jatello.
The real one has and that's what I'm saying. When you're looking at the age gap now, at that point, it's like,
Oh wow. Okay.
But I mean, it's been...
But it's a good adjustment. I think it was something you were looking forward to, and I mean, it was on merit. So yeah, this is part of adulting. Okay. I mean, how much do you make?
Push.
I'm your father.
Well,
You can't tell me how much you make.
that is a trap. I'd be setting. You'd be setting me for failure.
I want to know why.
You'd be setting me
You
up
cannot
for
trust
failure.
me enough to tell me how much you make. Why is it a trap?
That's a very difficult question to ask. It is personal information.
It's personal information.
Personal information.
Even if it is your father who wants to know.
In fact, because that is in line with the work I do.
Yes.
That is called sensitive personal information.
Oh,
Yes. You don't just share
okay.
with the free.
So if you were to disclose without going into the details of it, what would you say? How would you put it?
Hata hiyo bado umepush.
Hata bado nimepush.
You've exceeded. Because for me, the question that will now come to mind
Yeah.
is that if I am sitting in this house rent-free,
Right.
what am I doing? Really? Like, how can you be making a living for yourself and you're sitting in this house
Yes.
rent-free?
So here is the thing you need to understand. This is a question many of my generation who are living with grown-up children are asking themselves. And as to whether it's a question we should be asking today, given in our time, we probably moved out of home or left home earlier to try and fend for ourselves. By the time people are going into university, they never went back home. You get? So there are questions about, so do you have responsibilities? Are you going to take care electricity, water? You know that thing, sometimes we refer to it as black tax. So parents, our generation, are perhaps concerned about those. Where is he taking his money? What is he using his money for if he cannot help around the house? And I don't know what are the concerns. What goes through young people's mind when, you know, they have to deal with this kind of issues?
So, and I remember watching somebody talk about it. In this day and age, you know, she used this illustration of when you actually now get out there
All right.
as yourself,
Yes.
you know, you'd be dropped onto this platform, but what you're not ready for is the absorption, the reaction. when you
Actually,
drop.
that is deep. Watch, I see. Sorry.
It is not deep. It is physics,
Oh, okay. Yeah, sawa.
because you don't want to hit
Rock
that no, not rock bottom, but that
Okay.
there is this at you, sort almost like a cushion of some sort. But
Okay.
you see, that in itself
Yes.
is when you actually get out there, understanding who you are when it comes to expenses and all of those things. So you see, like for me, and thank God for the life that you guys have created for me, both you and mom. And now the worry that comes to mind for me when I get out there is, am I going to overbuy in terms like tomatoes? You know, living as a bachelor, if I'm cooking for 3 days and I only need to buy, say, tomatoes for 3 days, am I going to buy 20 tomatoes? Because I'm thinking, is that going to be enough or what? My electricity consumption.
Right.
Electricity is can be very costly depending on how you use it. So if you are heavy on your gadgets and all of those things, then your electricity costs are going to be high. If you love to take a shower, you know, maybe the water bill might not be as heavy on the pocket, but the expense on you when the water bill comes might be high. And at home, mom and dad don't even incur this kind of cost.
So here is the thing, Jatel, is that if you are in a situation now, because I think many young people have a different view of how they would go about it. So those expenses currently do not exist in terms of you're not paying electricity, you're not paying for water and stuff like that.
I am paying for some things.
Why are you in a hurry? Nobody is
No,
accused. This is not an accusation. Maybe even let's make it hypothetical. So let's deal with this as if it was.
Yes, it's hypothetical.
So this is hypothetical. Lakini mnajua. Those who understand, if you know, you know.
Kobe is my response.
So hypothetically, if those expenses were not being incurred right now, would you put the equivalent, some rough estimation, into the daily expenditure of your parents' place?
So I answer that with another question. Or should I answer it to that question? Let me put it this way. Because you see, again, the life you guys live
Yes.
is a question of, am I able to sustain that as well?
Perhaps not the whole thing. It's
Not
just
the
a
whole
portion
thing,
of
even
it.
that small portion.
Right.
Because even for me, this is we are making the assumption that if I was out there on my own.
Right.
So if I start to settle bills
Yes.
as if I am out there on my own, but the bills I am settling are not for the kind of life
It's
I would
just
have
practice. So later when you go now, you'll be saving. So if you're not incurring as much as what we incur electricity-wise, because maybe your house is going to be smaller, so you only have maybe a room and a kitchen.
So I start from here and then
Then now you'll have bigger savings, because if your electricity jumps from 10K to 2K or 1K,
So
maybe.
let me put it this way, because an argument a lot of parents make
Yeah.
is that you stay around, feel free to stay. In fact, you should be making a saving. When we allow you to stay here, there's an opportunity for you to save. And then the power bill comes. And at that time, you're living big house, how many bedrooms and what matters. In fact, at that point, I'd be telling you, if I find a light, if I find the room is empty and there's a light.
And that's amazing, because that's what responsibility is. From early, you start realizing you can't, there is no such thing as a free stuff. Everything is paid for, and somebody has to be responsible. But let me also ask another question, because I think it's important for us while we are discussing things, money, and many people have these issues they talk about. Supposing, again, it could be hypothetical, but perhaps even related to your own scenario. Would you pay school fees for a sibling, a younger sibling who's in school, or younger siblings? Do you feel that it is something that, as a young person, you would take up? I don't know. And it's not a trick question. How are we supposed to ask these questions? You're feeling judged?
I'm not feeling judged.
Okay.
There's no pressure. In fact,
good.
Anyway, why are you handing me your responsibilities?
Okay. That's a good question.
I'll make an argument that I have seen and heard a number of people argue. First of all, with me coming into this world, is that I came here without you brought me here without my consent. That's number one. And number two, the other one that you brought here without their consent, you're telling me to settle. So you're bringing me from one problem to another.
But do you feel like it would, by way of helping?
So, because we are family.
Yeah.
Of course, to whatever extent or capacity I am able to, I would try and chip in here and there.
All right.
But I think for myself, the key thing would be, can I still, live my life hivi kidogo? And what?
Yeah.
So this is why that question of, tell me how much you make, that is where you do.
Yeah.
Because you're almost thinking, if I tell them, then I'm contributing at least on that part. Why are you giving
so little, and you're making so much money?
So there are those kind of issues, because, and there are people out there who will actually be offended by that kind of situation. Like you're actually making so much.
Yeah.
Why can't you take care of your siblings and what? Parents, we are now old. We are getting to retirement age and what? Help your younger people, and you're thinking, guys, I just arrived into adulthood. I want to, do something for myself. If they've been thinking, if it's investments or different things they've always wanted to get for themselves. I like something that has also been going around for my generation, is that now that you have adult money, you remember when we used to pass by toy stores and I ask you, Dad, please, this one, please. You're like, no.
Never.
Now I'm like, I'm coming here with the big box of Legos. You used to refuse to get me this one that was small. Like, now I've come with a big one. Big box. And
Because
this one,
you can.
Now because I can. Those kind of things.
Lucky you young people.
But actually, to the extent to which I can, and because it's family.
Yeah.
It's family. Family, you stick together.
So it would be it would be more like you can offer. It is a much better place to be able to say, okay, I would like to contribute, rather than be told it is now your responsibility because you're working to start paying fees. Is that what we are
exactly
saying?
it.
You would feel your contribution is out of your own initiative to want to give.
Exactly.
And that if you withdraw it, like if a new priority came in, that you have that choice to be able to say, I'm no longer able to do this because I have new priorities that have kicked in and I'm not able to contribute towards paying school fees.
Exactly. Rather than being told, now so and so is your responsibility. Again, that issue of, I was brought
without your consent.
And then now you're telling me for the other one that you brought without their consent to now take care.
Take care of.
And we are both still children. You're wondering, so what are we supposed to?
So it's an age-old thing. Do parents take care of children, or is it vice versa? Is it children who are supposed to take care of parents at a certain point in time? Should it be a continuum that if a parent has brought a child into the world, for as long as they are both alive, the reality or the rule should be that parents take care of the kids? Or is it that at a certain time it should change and now kids take care of parents? Is that, I mean, based on where you're seated, I could answer it differently because of my generation.
Maybe let's start with you. You start this time. Answer.
It's actually a very difficult question because we are caught in a trap of time. We were born into a generation where we saw what happened to our parents. Most of my generation, our parents grew up country and only came to Nairobi, or the capital city, when they were coming for university or high school. Even high school, a lot of the parents studied up country. So many people moved for reason of university or to start work. So they were always caught up in this thing. Their parents live up country. Their income capacity gets reduced over time. And therefore, they were obliged to help support. Now that it was assumed, if you've come to Nairobi, you're making money. They, up country, were not earning any extra income other than for what they're making on the farm or selling milk or whatever, which is very small. But now you're in Nairobi, you're earning something, send money back home to help support and keep them alive. So that is that generation. Then we were born and we saw this as what is happening. We did not have the experience of upcountry, even though for us, our engagement with upcountry is every school holiday, children go up country to experience what it is like up there. Some never even went. There are groups of kids who never even tasted what it is like. But you're caught up in this thing where this is what you have observed. And you don't know, should I be part of this? Because my parents are in Nairobi. But the other thing about this is that these parents who are in Nairobi, who grew up country, are kind of, there's something about going back to my roots. So they mostly have this thing, I'm not meant to be in Nairobi, I have to go back up country. So they go. So why we are caught up is now our parents who were born, bred Nairobi for the most part, now go back to that life where they are not earning incomes or it is diminished, then we have to support them. So that is where this whole thing of children supporting parents probably came from. But now your generation have no relation with upcountry. We have lived here all our lives. You have seen us thrive here. For the most part, before my parents have gone up country, you have been visiting your grandparents in Nairobi. So you do not have any knowledge of what happens. So it is now asking this new generation, without that, your parents are here in Nairobi, they probably are still actively involved in some activity that generates some level of income which will diminish. Do you see yourself as supporting? I mean, I feel obligated to some extent to help support my parents because it is clear the way we that we've grown up, that upcountry life cannot, sustain them. So then you're obligated to support when you have money. So I'd like to know for you, what does that look like? Would you support me in my old yeah, you laughed. Oh dear. Okay. Parents.
In fact, the question I should have also asked when you asked is like, would you tell me how much you make as my parent?
If it was kidogo, I'd tell you. If it was a little.
Now.
So that it makes you guilty. That would be the plan, yeah.
So, for my generation, because we've also gotten to see a little bit of that. Growing up, of course, mom and dad have done the best they can to give you a life and what, but also supporting the family back home. And for a lot of people, they saw the strain that it put on their parents. Just trying to be able to put food on the table, take care of you, make sure you're going to school, but also take care of people at home. If it's school fees for siblings and those kind of things, they've seen all of it. Growing up in that situation, they may not have understood it as much when they were young, but now that they're older and they have something of their own, they now start to understand. And especially for those, when you start being told, now support your siblings. If it's paying a portion of the school fees or paying a portion of the rent and what. So a lot of people have realized this issue has come when you decide to have children. So what a lot of people are like is, we are contributing to the declining population.
No
like,
kids.
There's no need for kids. Why are we stressing? So that at the same time, again, you're thinking, if I don't have kids, I don't have to put that same pressure on them because I've just started my adult life and there's already pressure on me to give back at home. I've not even started doing something for myself. Again, living in Nairobi, very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Whether you decide to be careless with your money or conservative, there are those things that are still going to find you and you're like, well, it's a bit heavy on the pocket. So they're thinking, I wouldn't want to put the same thing on my kids. And you'll find a lot of people are saying, yeah, there is no need. And then it relieves themselves of that pressure of you're thinking, now I need to start saving for school fees, health insurance, policies, and all of those things. Instead, now I have the opportunity to travel the world. If I'm doing children, I'll get something less costly, like Kobe. But all I need to do is feed him, maybe groom him and what, and some people will buy a machine to groom him and shave him. Others, I know people who use scissors to shave, of which I know you yourself wouldn't allow me to do.
Just
And what?
spread all that
But you see,
fire around,
a simple cost like that, you now get to travel the world, do things, see things without feeling that pressure of second term is coming. Umeweka pesa.
But you know, I also think maybe that kind of look may be slightly different, because we should never just look at family on the basis of money alone.
Which
I
is
mean,
true.
it's an important factor, but if money alone is that determinant, that, you know, then it will make life a very, very difficult thing, because money today influences relationships. And I think that's the deeper part of maybe what the conversation would be. So first of all is that understanding. Many, many times, and this is not foolproof, but many times relationships are deeply impacted, when there's a lot of money, when there is no money. It really impacts on relationships, because people break up, they tend to, push away, and it is this kind of thing. So if you, for example, I think that you're earning a lot of money, but your contribution towards me is very limited, it strains the relationship. It affects how I engage with you. And I think many relationships are currently, parents and children are going through that kind of a strain, where there is kind of a wall in between how they engage. You see, I can engage with you freely and talk about anything and everything. Okay? I don't want to, except you wouldn't tell me how much you're earning.
Kuna uongo hapo, but tutasahau, tutasamea hivi kidogo.
Then you have to tell me how much you are. Well, no, okay,
No.
we'll skip that point. But there is a lot of strain in many relationships that are directly linked to money. How do you see that? What can we do differently? Is there opportunity perhaps that people should sit like this and actually talk honestly about money, so that there is an understanding? Because we make a lot of assumptions. Like now, since for whatever reason you have refused to tell me how much you're earning, and I'm really inside, nasikia huu mtoto ako aje. But how is it then that we can talk about your expenses vis-a-vis help that you can give without straining the relationship?
We, hiyo ni swali ngumu. Hiyo ni swali ngumu.
But it's real.
It's real.
It's real.
So it's from a point of, and it's a tough pill to swallow. But allowing somebody to live like their life. This is their opportunity to live their life. Now, look at it this way: is that if I've told you that this is the much that I can contribute, and you've said sawa, and then I come home one day with a car.
Hey, where? A big car.
A big car.
Don't come with that
A
Demio.
4-wheel. Kadudu.
Uber,
Uber, park pale. No. But there is a very big difference. Whenever you come in the small news and you're told you park na huko, in fact, they don't even open for you and what. They stand far, they look at you, and then they come. Unakuja kuokota nani and what, versus now when you come with a big, they come and they salute. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
They speak to you in English.
So that is what is driving the desire to have a big car.
Yes. You know, in fact, it's a desire until now you're told support. Hivi kidogo.
Okay.
But I digress. That question of, I've mentioned to you, this is how much I can contribute. And then I pop in, new car, I'm wearing maybe designer shoes, designer clothes, designer cologne, perfume, nini. Or I've flown, I've disappeared for 2 weeks. And the pictures I'm sending to the family group, I'm at the Eiffel Tower,
Yo.
you know. So
Yeah.
now there you're thinking, you know,
hiyo pesa tungetumia nyumbani.
tungetumia nyumbani, we would have done some things with the family and what. But the question is, are you willing to allow me to live my life, because now I have that opportunity? Because we have agreed that I am going to give you something.
Okay.
So I'm giving you based on the plans that I've already set for myself.
Right.
I want to be able to do A, B, C, D, and E. I have something that's left, and what? Let me give to the family. We've agreed. Then you let me do my thing without, you know, there are whispers. You know, he's all of a sudden, hey, that ungrateful child, do you know how much the community kwanza put him through school and what? And then he doesn't want to give. Now we are hearing he's only giving pennies to the mom and to the dad. He's not even sending something back home to the grandmother. You see, it's those kind of complicated, and that's now where the strain on relationships comes in, is that now you all of a sudden feel, and this is for lack of a better word, obligated as a parent, that I gave you, first of all, I gave you life. I put you through school. I put clothes on your back. I gave you food. Your stomach was never empty. And then you want to decide you're not going to give me back anything. So there comes now those issues. But I feel like when there is some sort of acceptance of now it's his or her time to just do their thing, experience life for themselves.
Right.
If that travel is going to be a mistake, it puts them in the whole shauriao, but it's a lesson learned for them. And what?
Okay.
I have done my bit, I've raised them, and what? Now you go into the world. At least you're sending something, whatever you can. I'm grateful.
Right.
Hata mimi sasa nitajitafutia and what. But even then you're so by the time as a parent you're asking your son or your daughter to send me something, even me as a son is like, all these years ulikuwa nafanya nini na pesa yako? You know, when we are watching YouTube, people's parents living in big mansions, they have, the way you are talking about upcountry.
Do you want us to change subject?
They have built, they have built big homes. And what?
Where were we?
Where were you? Me, when I was in the womb, what were you doing?
Aki, those are hard questions.
Exactly. So you're thinking, yeah, you put me through school, you made sure I had a roof over my head. Now you're telling me to, wewe ulifanya nini na pesa yako? Why did you do saving and investing?
Hata remember, we tried. Ni vile tu life ilikuwa tough.
And there comes the excuse for, is there really going to be a nini for kids? What's the reason for having kids if now I'm not able to sustain myself or even have enough to do such investments or build something for myself? I am paying for this person all the way to the end. Then they leave and I am left with nothing. It's like,
Actually,
that's
a very extreme stance.
It's extreme.
That's an extreme stance. So you're saying, I mean, okay, you know, we the way we are looking at it, soon enough, I know girlfriends, nini, wedding, I don't know, sijui nini. So where does that sit in now that you're taking this stance? Because perhaps the person you'll be dating is looking to start a family and, you know, grow a family. And if one takes an extreme stance, sasa...
Those are what we call first date questions.
Oh. So you ask each other on your first date?
Yeah, first date. How many kids?
Lakini si mtu will think that you're pushing the syllabus quickly.
Hey, you better ask mapema. Mapema ndio best.
Mapema.
You ask early before things start getting then now down the road. You're thinking, hiya. Somebody wanted, maybe the extreme. Now the way you guys grew up, you're 7 or 8 siblings, yeye anasema anataka watoto 5.
Yeah, that's a lot. In this day and
Makosa.
age. Makosa imefanyika.
Cut.
So, I mean, in terms of just kind of bringing this to some kind of close, it's never going to be easy to make a decision on, how much money, how much help, is it right or wrong to do so. People have different opinions, and we are really requesting, if you have any opinions about this, you have comments about this, please put them down in the comment section. We'd like to hear from you, your own contribution about what you think, perhaps your own experience and how you dealt with it. But I'm just of the opinion, people need to talk more. Because you see, the problem is how relationships are affected is I come to you and say, you need to pay school fees for your brother, or you need to pay electricity or water or whatever. You've tried more than once to tell me you're not actually earning as much as I think you are. So the next alternative is you start avoiding me. So your interaction with me is becoming more limited, because with every interaction, there will be that question.
Unakulishwa blue ticks.
Sana blue ticks.
Blue ticks too.
Hey,
Because now every other time it starts to feel like when you're reaching out to me, you're asking for money.
So you see that phone call and you're thinking, if I pick this, there'll be money being asked for.
Sure.
So
The phone rings.
Yeah. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I'm advocating, if we have more open discussions, talk about these issues very openly, where parents are willing to accept times have changed, things are not as they were before, our children are seeing life in a different manner. We cannot put them under certain rules which we thought we lived by, because we will be disappointed. So what would be the most important thing is to keep the relationship. And keeping the relationship means that I don't put any undue pressure. But at the same time, on the other hand, as a child, to also understand what the parent is going through. And most parents, if they are good parents, will take whatever you give them. And so the idea is, every so often when you can, something small to just let them know you care, and that keeps the relationship going. But meeting often, talking on the phone often without going into cash issues, maybe.
So I will argue, like the majority of my generation, is the word you used, if they are good parents.
If they are good.
They are good parents.
But
It's the reality.
They are bad parents.
I'm looking at it from the point, it's a reality. The way people discuss their parents out here, at least for my generation. And that's, again, that issue of, am I getting kids? And what? Same thing even with getting married.
Right.
And what?
Yeah.
Where money is concerned, they are like, if it is not benefiting me, or if I feel like I'm going to be strained in one way or another, they are actually willing to sever that relationship completely. It's like, this is I get back to, where will you let up without my consent? You decided you brought me here.
It's
and
God
then
who,
when
God
I
who,
want
it's
to
God
live my
who
life,
brought
Sasa,
you, as we were just.
I have accepted my fate and I've decided now I'm going to live my life to the fullest. Bado unataka kunivuta kamba, unaniambia wewe, ebu send something. Yeah. And that's now where I'm saying a lot of people will say if they are good parents. Because naturally you will feel like, they actually did something for me. So let me just say thank you. Say a small, whatever it is I can. Some of them, whenever naitwa kuomoka, you'll see they built the house for so and so. It still happens with my generation.
Yeah.
Those ones who wameomoka at a very young age, the first thing they do is for their mother. They will build, I don't know, for the dad, maybe a car.
Okay.
We don't
That's a
tell
good
stories.
thing, and I hope that you're taking note of that, because
Menyongwa.
And you know my preference, being Luo, there are things that I wouldn't entertain.
being
So if you're
Luo.
going car, go well. Go the proper way.
Being low can be a blessing and a curse.
No, I mean on a
Of
light,
course, I definitely.
the light touch.
Maybe,
but
so
yeah.
even just another last question
Yes.
before we close this
Yeah.
is an issue of, say, now as a child. So if I hear now big emergency issue, whether it is, so say, hospital bill, needs urgent settling, or maybe very extreme, I don't know, whatever you would have been doing, you're in jail. So as a child, will I now need to sell something valuable?
Would you? Niko jela. And maybe for something.
So catch us in the next episode
Yeah.
if you want.
That is, no, these programs don't end that abruptly. You answer tough questions. Now that you brought it up,
question.
it's tough questions.
Ni mimi nimejiweka kwa shimo.
But I mean, it's food for thought.
It's food for thought.
It's food for thought.
And those are those critical,
yeah.
again, about the relationship, and that if, again, arguing from the point of a lot of people in my generation. So maybe we consider, maybe that time nimefungua pay bill. Labda asset or something valuable hapo, we might have
a bit of a issue.
Well, anyway, from my bit, it's like, Maze, it's just been recently acquired. You let me enjoy it while it is there. But for me, of course, whatever is possible to do something, we'll try to do.
Absolutely.
Maybe on the part matters life and death, definitely without a flinch. Nini. I know, and again, I know for most of my generation, ati nani amefungwa kwa jela. And let's expand the scope. It doesn't even have to be mom or dad. It's family. It is uncle, auntie, grandmother, grandfather. These things of changa for the dowry.
Church building or dowry. Oh, okay.
Even church
dowry.
building. Uncle is the pastor.
Yes.
Please.
You have to
Si
contribute.
tumesikia umepata kazi pale. Kwa wenyeji. You do something.
So let me tell you what I see in all this. Whereas money is a key issue, I find that if there was a healthy relationship, money doesn't become a big issue. I mean, it will vary how you deal with a particular situation that arises. But if people invest more in building healthy relationships, what I mean is constant communication, showing empathy towards each other, understanding where one is, and empathizing with them, walking with each other along the journey, then you find money doesn't become as serious a problem as it is where people do not regularly engage, talk about things. People are going through issues they are not sharing. So when an emergency comes, people start becoming very cagey. They are, revenging because you didn't do it in my case. So why should I do it in your case, and so on. So building healthy relationships, having more opportunities to talk around the table, celebrating for no reason, brothers and sisters with parents coming together over a small meal. We don't have to make it big. That helps build relationships. And what then happens is when you're faced with a financial situation, you find people are more likely to want to support because they feel the oneness, as opposed to, where you're feeling under pressure for something that, you never felt that we were even that close enough, or I was not treated well, and so on. So I guess all in all we are saying is let's build our relationship. Let's talk.
And the relationship, si ile ya kuniomba pesa.
No, this is talking about everything else under the sun.
This one, tell me how you are doing, useme sawa. Next week, same thing. Maybe third week, useme support.
Maybe.
Every time the phone rings, huyu unajua anatafuta
anatafuta pesa.
You know those ones, in fact, now you save them.
Mtaka pesa one.
Mtaka pesa or
Oh dear. Okay, so I think with that we should come to the end of our discussion.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would like to hear your comments. We want to know from you what you think, what your comments are. Did you find this conversation useful? Did it bring up something that you're currently either struggling with or going through it from a family situation? How are you resolving it? Somebody out here could need that help, and we'll be looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So we really look forward to, getting your comments, and that will really go a long way.
Yeah. So make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. Make sure you keep an eye for the next episode. I don't know what we'll be talking about, but
it will be interesting. It will be worth it.
So you make sure you also hit that notification
But you
button
can also tell us, what do you want us? Do you want us to expand on this thing of money? Because I still haven't been told how much he earns.
He is subject to pesa now. It is very tricky.
Yeah.
Hapa naweza ji-expose vibaya sana. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But thanks so much, guys, for watching.
Yeah.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.